Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our members. Welcome to our subscribers. Welcome, everybody. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for dropping in and spending some time with us tonight to learn about some missing persons. Tonight, we're going to be looking at, I think, 8 or 9 missing persons from Hawaii. So we've been systematically, for the last few minutes, systematically going through every state. So we're down to Hawaii. So that's what we're going to be looking at tonight. Hopefully everything will run smoothly. We've had some thunderstorms coming and going, so I was having technical difficulties as usual earlier when I was trying to get everything set up. It kept kicking me out of the StreamYard, so, but we will go with it as we always do. So let's see who we have. I hope everybody's had a good Monday. We all made it through Monday. Thank goodness. It was definitely a Monday. But let's see. I hope everybody is staying cool. The weather is still hot in most places, although it's slowly coming down. Slowly coming down. It's not as bad as it was last week, at least here in Arkansas. So that is a good thing. So let's see. Forgive me. I'm having to work off my phone tonight because I gave up on StreamYard on my computer. So we're working off the phone. Let's see. Arctic. Hello. Arctic is here. He was first in. Hello, my friend. Chris is here. He was second in. Hello, hello. Miss Lisa Joe was here. She was third in. So thank you, guys. Let's see who else is here. Lisa Joe says, what is this top fan thing? I don't know. Is it? It must be something on the YouTube side because I don't see anything like that. I'm on the StreamYard. There's no telling. There's no telling with YouTube. Yeah, that's what Arctic said. YouTube is always changing stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and I noticed tonight because somebody, I think down below, or made a comment that because I don't know, was it Friday night's live stream? It had the @ symbol with the name instead of, like, because you can put in @ whatever the channel's name, whatever you know, but then on your like actual screen name, you can change it to something different. And Friday, it had the at names. So I don't know what was going on with that. Once again, YouTube. YouTube. Yeah, Chris said at least we have no at symbols in front of our names. Yes. Miss Paula is here. Hello, my dear. Good to see you, Miss Paula. Oh, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, Chris asked me or got to it before I did. He asked Lisa Joe, "What kind of Spice Girl are you going to be if everyone behaves?" Yes, once again, for everybody new here, if this is your first time, this is a drama-free channel. It's a safe space to have nice, respectful adult conversations and share opinions respectfully. And usually most of the time everybody plays nice around here. Every once in a while we'll have somebody that comes in and tries to cause trouble, but our wonderful mods, everybody with a wrench, usually gets that taken care of right quick like. So yeah, if you're new here and if you want to learn more about missing persons, cold cases, true crime news, things of that nature, please consider subscribing. Absolutely, we would love to have you. Also, everybody hit the like button and share this out anywhere, everywhere, to all social media platforms. It does help the algorithm, or so I've been told. It's very much appreciated. And that is the whole goal, is to get as many people as possible to see this very important information, bring more awareness to these missing persons cases, any cases that we cover, unsolved homicide cases, things of that nature. Lisa Jo says she is the same type, the same Spice Girl that she always is. We love you no matter. Yes, Chris said, come on, sorry. Says sweet, smart, sweet, and sarcastic. We love whatever Spice Girl. Yep, I think that was my favorite one. No matter which one, we love her. Thank you. Arctic is getting in channel links. There's Miss Paula's. Miss Doodle. I haven't seen Miss Doodle yet, but she may have some other things going on. Yes. There is. Please check out Mr. Steve at True Crime Web. Any other spottings? I know when Miss Barb and Arctic and Doodle were doing their live stream the other night, I'm talking about Timothy's case. I think they said Mr. Steve popped in, but he is out doing the good work, helping these families with their loved ones with those cold cases. Absolutely. Absolutely. Also check out Dave, Al on the Prowl. Excellent. Arctic has been a member for 10 months. Yay. Thank you so much for my friend. Hold on, it may take me a minute to find the, oh, there she is. Hold on. Thank you so much, Arctic. Thank you for the continued support. Oh, everything just jumped. Lots of new, oh, geez. Once again, pardon me, I'm working from my phone. But thank you so much, Arctic. I appreciate it. Oh, goodness. Echoes is here. He says he has to go shower. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. Oh, good to have you here, Bubba. Anybody who doesn't know, Echoes is my brother, the middle brother. Good to have you here. He says my sister-in-law told me that he stinks. Did you work today? Let's see. Are you off on Mondays? I can't keep up, but I think maybe you're off. Were you? Well, I don't know if I want to know what you were doing to get all stinky. Were you working in the yard? Yes, always good to. Dadgummit. Sorry, I'm working off my phone here. Yeah, always good to see my brother. Hello, Michelle C. Good to see you, my dear. Michelle is back. You have a new name, either a new name or somebody that's changed their name, but Allison Dulker says hello, everyone. Or Duker Sorry, I'm having to read off my phone tonight. Welcome, Allison. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Always good to see new names. You're most welcome, ma'am. Oh. Once again, for anybody new, it usually works. I'm not going to say much smoother, somewhat smoother. But I'm working off my phone because I gave up on a StreamYard. It was slowing everything down on my computer. So, oh, wait, hold on. Almost missed oh my goodness. Miss FarQ is here. Did I hit the right one? There it is. Hello, Far, all the way from Australia. Good to have you here, ma'am. Good to see you. Let's see. Michigan Wifey is here. I was thinking about you the other night, lady. She says, hey, y'all. Miss hanging out with y'all, but late nights aren't me. Yeah, absolutely. I understand. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, Echo said chow. I don't know if he'll come back after his shower or not. We'll see. We'll see. Yes, we love Dave. We love our owl on the prowl. Oh, Echo says he was doing all the things on the honeydew list. I understand. Oh, I say it right, Duker, Allison Duker. I apologize if I no disrespect if I. Excellent. Chris says Allison is a new subscriber. Thank you so much, Allison. Very much appreciated. There's Doodle. Her ears must have been burning. Goodness, hold on. Come on. Oh my goodness, there she is. Hello, you beautiful humans. Hello back, you beautiful human. Your buddy's here. He had to go shower. He might be back. I don't know. Oh goodness. Good to have. Please do check out Doodle and Miss all the wonderful creators that come in here or who don't or who aren't here. Sometimes they pop in. Arctic, Doodle, Miss Paula. I'm gonna forget somebody. Al, Dave, True Crime Web, Mr. Steve, Miss PJ, Lighting the Way Home. All our friends. All our friends. Let's see here. We'll get caught up and we will get started. God, I hate having to work off my phone. Okay, Miss Allison says I was invited by Chris. My mother is a missing person in Pennsylvania. Okay, feel free to email me or get in touch. If you're on Facebook, you can get in touch with me. I will be more than happy to try to bring more awareness to her case as I can. My email is see if I can find it on here without no banners. Oh, well, that's my Facebook. I was trying to find my email. There it is. southerngaltruecrime@hotmail.com is my email. So feel free to email me if there's anything I can do for you. Oh, and I did forget to put my banner up. There it is. Okay. But I'm so sorry to hear about, let me get back down to where I was at. Oh my goodness. Let me find, okay, there it is. So sorry to hear about your mom. And like I said, I'm more than willing to do whatever you need me to do. And these other creators, I'm sure would be more than happy. Arctic, Doodle, anybody in here that has a channel, has a platform. Absolutely. Just get in touch with us. Let us know. And if you don't mind, you can tell us your mom's name. Yes, Paula says we love all the mods. Absolutely. Thank you. Now Miss Doodle's getting some links in. Okay. Sorry. Her name is Lorraine Lorraine Rogers or Lenine. I'm sorry, I'm reading off my phone. And Lenine or Lorraine Rogers. All right. Absolutely. We will do anything we can. Yep. Doodle says, absolutely anything we can do to help. Absolutely. Oh, Alice is in my Facebook group. Excellent. Yeah, you can reach out to me on Messenger. Absolutely. Or you can post in the group. Absolutely. Lenine. Okay. All right. All right. I think we are caught up. So I will trying to mark where I left off in comments. So all right. So let me get my slideshow up. So like I said, we're going to be looking at missing persons cases from Hawaii tonight. 8, 9, and I usually don't do that many. I usually try to do 5 or 6. But when I was going through these cases, unfortunately, because I start with Charlie Project information just to get the basic information, stats and everything, and the basic circumstances of the disappearance, and then I always try to research and try to find additional information, news articles with interviews with family members, updates on the cases, if there are any interviews with law enforcement who are working or have worked on the case. But unfortunately, in a lot of these cases tonight, all I could find was just what was on the Trolley Project, which sometimes isn't a lot, but it's better than nothing. Once again, we always say, Trolley Project information is sometimes a little off sometimes, to put it mildly, but I think for the most part it gets the basics right. So I think maybe on a few of them I did find some articles, or and I think a couple of them I did find on because I use Web Sleuths a lot to try to find you can find some good information on Web Sleuths, and I think on a couple of them there was some verified family members or somebody who was close to the case that had a little bit more inside information. So we'll talk about that on those cases. Making sure. Thank you, Miss Lisa Joe. You're very sweet. Very sweet. Allison says it's her first time to be here. We are glad to have you here. Absolutely. Okay. Is this regarding Allison's? Oh, wrong one here. Petition for Lonnie's Law. Lisa Joe put in the link. Excellent. Yes, and I try to remember to enable chat replay. So anybody who's watching on replay can go through and get any of these links that are put in for different things. Okay, so okay, excellent. We will definitely check it out. Most definitely. Allison says, thank you for sharing that petition. Absolutely. Absolutely. Miss Lisa Joe is on it. Miss Lisa Joe is excellent. All right. So let me mark again where I left off. All right. So, I have to do it on my. So the first, we're going to be talking about Michelle Gloria Adam. I need a drink. Michelle has been missing since June 13th, 1998, and I'm going to apologize beforehand for butchering some of these names and some of these places. I mean, absolutely no disrespect if I get mispronounced some of these names and places in Hawaii. I'll do the best I can. That's all I can do is the best I can. But I mean no disrespect if I mispronounce some things. So Michelle's been missing since June 13th, 1998 from South Kona, Hawaii. She's a white female. She was 36 years old when she went missing. At the time she went missing, she was 5'1", 85 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. And some accounts spell her name Michelle with one L, two L's. So Michelle was last seen at her home at Maloli Beach Lots in South Kona, Hawaii on June 13th, 1998. She drove away from her residence in their 1997, because so she had residence in their 1997 Toyota Celica, and after that she's never been seen or heard from again. Her husband said that she told him before she left that she, quote, needed her space, and he assumed that she had traveled to their second home in the Hawaiian Ocean View Estates subdivision. Here again, once again, the first name I have trouble pronouncing of Calhau or Cal is Calhau. Once again, I apologize. Her husband reported her disappearance to the police on June 17th, so about 4 days after she was last seen. He stated 2 days after he last saw Michelle, he found her car parked at their second home. Michelle worked as a clerk at Kona Circuit Court at the time of her disappearance. So apparently a suspicious fire destroyed her Maloli Beach Lots home in October of 1998, which was 4 months after she disappeared. It's unclear whether this fire is related to her disappearance. Her husband has since left Hawaii, and Michelle is believed to have been a homicide victim, and her case remains unsolved. So, if you have any information, you can call the Kona Police Department at 808-326-4646. And I believe I think this is the one maybe where a family member of hers, let me make sure, who is verified, because I think on Web Sleuths, before you can make any statements pertaining to a missing person that is stated as fact, that you don't have to link where you got the information from. You have to verify that you're a family member or somebody close to the case that knows. And this does come from a verified person, or the person that provided this information has to verify. Let me scroll down and find it. And it was a family member, I believe. So yes, it is a verified family member of Michelle's. And I'm just going to read this part regarding, I believe, the husband. She says, he or she, I believe it's a she, says, I know that he had an assault type case against him in about 2001 from Hawaiian locals. My mom told me that Richard, I'm going to assume that Richard is the husband, had poured a slab of concrete on his property right after Michelle's disappearance, and I'm unsure if that was ever investigated. I saw a post about her on Reddit, and somebody was claiming to be her niece as well. Apparently, this was Richard's sister's granddaughter, so the husband's sister's granddaughter. I talked to her, and she said her dad thinks that he did it, but the rest of her family is claiming that some kind of, quote, occult Hawaiian natives ran her off the road a day prior to her going missing and lit her house on fire. Like I said, take this with a grain of salt, although it is coming from a verified family member. She goes on to say, my father is the one who said Richard has something to do with Michelle's disappearance. But after talking to my grandmother and mother, they both say my dad is full of it, she says, and that what he said is not true. She says that Richard, who I'm assuming is the husband, burned down the house in order to collect the insurance money, but the house apparently was in Michelle's name, so he could not collect the insurance money. Um, she says they could also never prove that it was him. She said everything leads to him. It says just trigger warning, trigger warning. I know it's on the banner, but it says she had broken her leg at one point, and they both said the dogs knocked her down, but she later told family that he was very DV was going on, and it was him that broke her leg, among other injuries that she had. She says my dad felt so much guilt after her disappearance that he started drinking. He passed away from complications due to that in 2004. My grandparents lost both of their children, and this is all because of Richard, who has been allowed. Okay, this is all allegedly. But Richard, who's been allowed to be free while our whole family suffered greatly. She says, I know justice is a long shot, but I could not express the relief and pride I would feel to do this for my family's peace. So like I said, that's all this is alleged, but it does come from a family member. I'm trying to go back up and see. I think maybe it was maybe a cousin. But she has several posts. And the link to this, all the links to the sources I use are in the description box. So if you want to read this whole thread on Web Sleuths, it is linked there, because it does have some other stuff about being she's trying to find court filings or just something that she can do to help the case, basically. But I just wanted to read that one part of what she says allegedly about the husband. So, all right, let me get caught up right quick. I think some people snuck in on me. This is so small on my phone. Trying to see where I left off. There we are. Yeah, Doodle's asking Miss Lisa when will you be starting your channel? Lisa Joe needs a channel. I'm telling you. Thank you, Miss Farr says she signed and shared the petition. I will be doing that also. Absolutely. Have you been not feeling well, Miss Farr? Doodle was asking Farr if she was feeling better. I hope you're feeling better, whatever is ailing you. Lisa Joe says it would just be me swearing in a video. Hey, as long as you get your point across. Yeah, Doodle says y'all can both join. There's our friend JP. Hello, JP. Hello, Southern Gal True Crime. How are you? I'm wonderful. I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. Good to see you, my friend. Yep, Arctic said Lisa Joe would fit right in on his panel. I'm telling you, we need to get a panel. Thank you so much, Arctic. It's got JP's music link in. Thank you so much. So Arctic, oh, Chris has Arctic. I told Allison to email you about her mom's case. Excellent. Arctic says Doodle and I are researching it and would be happy to have her on our channels. Absolutely. Okay. Just getting caught up. Yep. Arctic says, well, slab is always a red flag. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, she says whoever this family member was, and Michelle says, my mom told me that Richard, I'm assuming is the husband, I don't think he gave the name in the Charlie Project, had poured a slab of concrete on his property right after Michelle's disappearance. And she is unsure if that was ever investigated. So yeah, that's a big red flag. Absolutely. There's Miss Barbara. Hello, ma'am. Please do check out Timmy's Legacy channel. I'm sure somebody's already popped the link in there. Always wonderful to have Miss Barb here. Miss Allison says, God bless Michelle. It sounds like she endured a lot of pain in her life. So sorry for the loss for all who loved her. Absolutely. Absolutely. JP says, agreed. Talking about the SAB agreed, but can't search houses each time someone redos their driveway. That's true. They would have to have probable, if I'm understanding, anybody can correct me, you'd have to have probable cause to get a search warrant to dig it up. Yeah. So I see your point, JP. Absolutely. The petition, if I can get it to come up, for Allison here. Her mother has been missing. When did she go missing? I might have overlooked it. That is a petition to sign for Lonnie's Law. It has to do with Miss Allison's mom. Oh, apparently Echoes is back. Are you back? Did you get your shower? There's Josh the Posh. Hello, my friend. Haven't seen you in a while. I was just thinking about you. He says, hi, everyone. I didn't know that. I was born in Honolulu and feel for those who are lost there in the not so good way. Welcome, Josh. Good to see you. Echo says he doesn't know if he feels better, but he smells better. Oh, goodness. Good old Josh. Josh, what kind of progress are you making on your channel? Yes, absolutely consider suspicious in my opinion. And I think most people's opinion here. Absolutely. Ooh, hold on, guys. I'll stop my cam for a minute. Once again, feels like it's 125 degrees. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Hold on. I'm dropping stuff. Feels like it's 125 degrees in here. It may be 125 degrees in here. Who knows? Wipe off my forehead. Wipe the sweat off my brow. Knock my glasses off in the meantime. I'll leave it off while I'm reading this. I feel like when I'm leaning into the camera. Josh says, it's been hectic here lately. Just got back from presenting in Connecticut. Thank you, John Paul. Says he subbed to Miss Barb. Welcome, Critical. I get this right. Critical Consideration. Either you're new or somebody's changed their name again. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. If you're new, if this is your first time here, we are glad to have you. Stop my cam one more time. So it's a cold case. Okay. So Allison said her mom disappeared or January 7th, 1981. We'll definitely be looking into that. What link are you talking about, JP? Yeah, somebody can share it again. I think Miss Lisa Joe has it. She can pop it in again. Absolutely. There's Miss Heather Brown. Hello, Miss Heather. Good to see you, my dear. Hello, you beautiful people. Like number 13. Excuse me. Thank you so much. Yep. Everybody, don't forget to hit the like button. Absolutely. Miss Barb says it's pouring down rain. Yeah. We had thunderstorms come through, but I think we just got the edge of it. Here in Arkansas, central Arkansas. We didn't get the worst of it. Okay, Miss Lisa Joe says Lonnie's Law would impact every inactive. So her case is inactive right now. Lonnie's law would impact every inactive cold case older than 20 years. Excellent. Excellent. I will definitely be signing it. JP says his channel is getting humongous with its catalog of music. Excellent. We love to hear that. Please do check out. And I still got to get my JP did a excellent Southern Gal True Crime song for me. I've got to get. I'm gonna use it. Start using it for my intro because I've got to get the video put together with the music. I just haven't had time to do it, but I will get it done. So I appreciate JP very much for it. Okay, so Miss Allison says another one of those cases where she was planning to leave him and then disappeared. My father claims she ran away with another man. 100% untrue. She has never been seen or heard from again. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, we will definitely. Yep. I would. Yeah, like I said, I would love to. I really don't. Not that I don't like hosting people on my channel, but you guys know with my crazy farm signal, it could crash and burn at any time, and I would hate to be in the middle of interviewing a family member of a missing loved one and have everything crash and burn. But I would love to be, if anybody, Arctic and Doodle said they would have her on, I would love to be on as well, absolutely. But I could definitely get a video made and posted, absolutely. I'll get caught up, and then we will move to the next one. Okay, so the latest on Josh's channel says starting the channel has been the hard part with being so busy. Absolutely. And then I changed internet to fiber for streaming, but it's all bungled now, working on it. Yeah, I understand. I understand completely, sir. But we will, whenever you get it up and going, we will definitely support you. And I would love to invite myself as a guest on your channel. So Lisa Joe, sorry, about the petition says it's basically saying that if a case is 20 years old and they aren't actively working on it, and there's no new leads, that LE can't keep the case files from the family. That is very important. Ask Miss Barb about that. Good Lord, Miss Barb has been fighting for files and records. She's still fighting for files and records. It's ridiculous. Right, there you go. Whoever was asking JP, there's the link again for the petition. JP, are you banned? Are you in Facebook jail again? Good Lord. What'd you do this time? Welcome, Stan Man. Welcome, welcome. Doodle sent me. All right. Any friend of Doodle's is a friend of ours. Thank you very much. And thank you, Doodle, for inviting people. Welcome, welcome, Stan. Good to have you here. Miss Barbara says she's good. Thank you for asking. I hope you're well. Yes, everybody. Yes, I hope everybody is well. Just gonna get caught up. Oh no! Almost threw myself out of the studio. Echo says you're gonna have intro music like the Undertaker. Ooh, I wonder if I get I get copyrighted for using that music. Yes, I could have intro music like the, well, like the intro. I guess you've never watched my live streams from the very beginning. I have about 2.5 minutes that the show intro video music to give people time to get in here. Yeah, but JP was kind enough to do a song just for me, just for Southern Gal True Crime. Miss Allison says, I appreciate absolutely any opportunity for awareness of the case. Thank you so much. Absolutely, ma'am. That is what we are here for. What is in, John Paul says it is in another language. I don't know what to click. What are you talking about? Oh, goodness. You were sleeping outside. Miss Barbara says, I went to bed really, wait, went to bed really going to an event that's lasting a couple of days. I don't know about the sleep outside stuff anymore. I think I'm too old. Oh, man. I have not went camping, and I don't know how long. Sorry, I'm trying to. Mr. Josh has been a member for 9 months. He says, goodness, about to pop out of the oven. You're about to be born. All right. So we get to put another mook out in the pasture. Thank you so much, Mr. Josh, for your continued support. Me and Josh should go back to the, like I first saw him in Mr. Steve's chats. I think that's how I met Dave and a lot of people. Oh, my comments are jumping. John Paul, you're banned for good from Facebook. What did you do, sir? Goodness gracious. For done forever, no moss, Facebook. Oh my goodness. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for being the member for 9 months. They said I broke too many community standards, so no more talking to family. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Miss Heather. Send a $2.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, ma'am. That is very sweet. So another cow Thank you, my dear. Appreciate it very much. Everything keeps jumping. So Arctic says the jurisdictions keep the cases open even though they're cold AF. So you can't FOIA anything. That's why the petition is so important. Absolutely. Absolutely. JP says he's just a troublemaker. You troublemaker. Doodle's going to have to get you. Yeah, Miss Lisa Joe says, absolutely. Ellie is basically able to say that anything is an active investigation to keep the records from the family and the public. When are you leaving, Miss Barb? And where are you going to? Miss Barb says she'll be good. We'll come rescue you if we have to. Oh, good. Josh says, we were talking about Mr. Steve. He says, I'm hoping Mr. Steve will return to YouTube. I'm hearing rumors of mid-July. Good, good, good. I miss Mr. Steve, but like I said, we all know he's out doing the good work. Okay, I think I am caught up. So we'll mark there and we will move on to the next case. And this is, since I can't read it, this should be Richard Paul Agor or Agor. Richard has been missing since June 8th, 2013 from Kauai, Hawaii. He is an Asian biracial Hispanic male, 33 years old when he went missing. I'm assuming it just gives the age. 5'2", 165 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. He is of Filipino and Puerto Rican descent. He has a tattoo of the words Jamie's Boy on his right arm and a tattoo of the Hawaiian Islands on his lower back. He also has a tattoo on his upper left arm of a black 4-pointed tribal star with a yin-yang symbol in the middle. And I believe That smaller picture is that tattoo. Um, he was last seen wearing a tan t-shirt, khaki cargo shorts, and boots. He does suffer from schizophrenia. I feel like everything's off here. Um, he may have been experiencing a psychotic episode at the time of his disappearance. He is supposed to take medication, which he does not have with him. Although he is not considered dangerous to others, he could be a danger to himself if his mental illness is not treated. So Richard was last seen by his ex-wife and 4 young children at the Alili Shopping Center on the island of Kauai, Hawaii on June 8th, 2013. His ex-wife stated that he was, quote, talking funny at the time. After that, he has never been seen or heard from again. His brand new cell phone was later found at the shopping center. He left his backpack in his ex-wife's car. He was reported missing on June 26th. Is that so that was, so he was last seen on the 8th, was reported missing on the 26th. There were unconfirmed sightings of him in the local area until August. Richard did have warrants out for his arrest for contempt of court and the restraining order violations, but he could not have gotten a custodial sentence for those charges, and investigators do not believe that he is running from the law. He had separated from his wife over a year before he was last seen, but they remain close to their children, but he remained close to their children. Before his disappearance, his sister and her husband had invited him to come live with them in North Carolina. He was reluctant to leave his children, but he decided to go so he could, just get his life stabilized a little bit. And he told friends that he was excited about the upcoming move. His family does not believe Richard would have intentionally left without warning. And due to his mental illness, they are obviously concerned for his welfare. Richard does have wilderness survival skills and enjoys hunting and fishing. He had to stop working after he was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2011. He was homeless for a time until he went to live with his grandmother, and he does have friends in the homeless community. So since Richard's disappearance, he has not withdrawn any money from his bank account, and he also missed his grandfather's funeral, and his case remains unsolved. So if you have any information, you can contact the Kauai, once again, I hope I'm saying that right, KAUAI, police department at 808-241-1696. Let me see if I had any additional information. I do not. So that's all the information that I had on Richard. Let me get caught up again really quick. See where I left off. Okay, there I was at. There I was at. Okay. Okay, so going back to Allison's mom, she says, Ellie denied release of the file, and I appealed all the way to the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. The court said the fact that the case has the potential to become a criminal is justification for withholding the file. Man. So sorry to hear that. So Miss Barb leaves tomorrow. Where are you going? Is it going to be in Missouri? I'm assuming. Thoughts, prayers, and good vibes. Be safe, Miss Barb. But I think anybody that comes in contact with Miss Barb better be afraid of Miss Barb. I'll tell you that much. Yes. Excellent point. Miss Allison said, does it anything have the potential to be something else? Absolutely. I agree 100%. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, she's going to a festival. Barbara says, I'm just going to a festival. It'll be safe. I'll be safe and hand out stories. Excellent. Still be safe. But like I said, anybody with nefarious intentions better beware of Miss Barb, because I think she could take them. She's a tough lady. Yes, everybody, please consider subscribing to JP. He puts out some good, excellent music. Did I miss somebody? Hold on. Oh, I did. Hey, DD, how are you doing? Welcome, Diana. Good to see you, ma'am. She says, I'm happy to catch this live. Well, we can't talk, but we are happy that you are here, ma'am. Good to see you. Let's see. Just trying not to miss anything. So hard working off the phone. Just don't want to miss anything. Josh says those islands, they may be small, yet you can disappear very easily there at your own hands or by someone else's. Unfortunately, you are correct, sir. Yeah, JP says anything could be something else, could be something, absolutely. Your parents live in Hawaii, or did I miss something? Oh, on Kauai. Am I saying that right? Kauai, Kauai. I'm trying my best, guys. Once again, no disrespect intended. If for me mispronouncing. Yes, JP says Miss Barb knows kung fu. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. Heather says she'd be scared of Miss Barb. Arctic says Barbara has mace. Excellent. Dee Dee says, yes, got off work a little early, but was excited to catch this one when I saw it yesterday, since my parents live there. Excellent. How long have they lived there? Kauai. Gotcha. Dee Dee says it's pronounced Kauai. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Sounds like Hawaii, but with a K. Gotcha. There's Mino Dino. There's another one. We got all the night owls in here. It says, can't talk. Says, howdy all, can't stay long. That's all right, sir. Good to have you here, however long you can stay. Always good having Mino Dino. And guys, I said Friday night that I was going to have to get, watch Dave's live late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, and I laid on the bed and was going to watch some DVR stuff at about 8:30. Yeah, fell asleep. Next thing I knew, I woke up, it was like 2:00 in the morning. So I apologize once again for missing. Dave's going to think I don't love him anymore. I swear I do. Oh, I feel so bad. I'm old. I can't stay awake late anymore. Barbara says, I'm nothing to be afraid of. Come on, you guys are my family. Yes. No, yeah, we're not scared of you, but anybody who would have any nefarious intentions towards you most certainly should be afraid of you. Be wary of you. I know, Miss Heather. Oh, there it is. Says, we miss you, Southern Gal on Dave. I know. I don't know what's wrong with me lately. Let's see. Arctic says we're safe unless we're a deer in front of you, of your Kia. Hey, that's one thing, knock on wood, I can say. I live in deer country. There are lots of deer around here. I have never hit a deer. Come close a few times, but I have never hit a deer. Just getting caught up. Okay, I think I'm got caught up. So I am going to. All right, next we have, goodness gracious. All right, next we have, let me find it. Make sure I'm getting the right one. So that was Richard. This should be, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this right, Noquisi Blossom. It's a beautiful name. So Noquisi has been missing since October 18th, 1995. Once again, from Makawao, Hawaii. She's a white female. She was just 15 years old when she went missing. She'll be 45 years old as of 2025, and there is an age progression. That age progression, that smaller picture, is to 32. The time she disappeared, she was 5'1" to 5'2" tall, 115 pounds, with blonde hair and blue, gray, green eyes. She does have scars near her left eyebrow and on her left index finger. And it says a self-made inscription. I don't know what that means. Of the words, quote, "until death" on her forearm. Her ears and nose are pierced, and at the time of her disappearance, she wore braces on her teeth. Sorry, there's a gnat flying around. She previously fractured her lower leg. Her nickname is Keys. She may use the aliases Deja Noquisi, Deja Gun, Sorrow Night, Alex Gun, and or Sorrow Tara Alex Gun. And some agencies refer to her as Noquisi Alma or Noquisi. So that's a lot of aliases. So Noquisi was last seen leaving her residence in Makawao, Hawaii on October 18th, 1995. She's never been seen or heard from again after that. Noquisi was raised by her mother, a single parent. They moved all around the United States during Noquisi's childhood. They lived in Washington, Vermont, Florida, Oregon, and New Mexico before moving to Hawaii in June of 1995. Her mother describes Noquisi as an extremely social person who made friends easily. She had been well behaved and a good student, but shortly before her disappearance, her grades had dropped, and apparently she started breaking rules, violating curfew, just kind of going into a rebellious phase. Noquisi fought with her mother and finally dropped out of school altogether. She began dating a 25-year-old man. So keep this, she went missing when she was 15. So yeah, basically a 15-year-old dating a 25 or younger, dating a 25-year-old man, which is another problem in and of itself. She then moved out of her family's home and in with some friends. Her mother stated Noquisi began abusing substances and alcohol at this time. She became pregnant, and her mother advised her to terminate the pregnancy. So Noquisi did that on October 9th, just 9 days before her disappearance. So we got, in my opinion, lots going on, lots of red flags. Authorities believe that Noquisi may have left her home of her own accord, but the circumstances surrounding her disappearance remain unclear, and her mother is not sure whether or not she ran away. So but she did not take any of her personal belongings with her, and her boyfriend said that he had no knowledge of her whereabouts. Now, not saying, but just saying. So Noquisi may have left Hawaii with a male companion after her disappearance. Don't know whether it's the boyfriend, the father of the baby, or if they're one in the same. I don't know. It does not say. Her case remains unsolved. So if you have any information, you can call the Wailuku Maui Police Department at 808-244-6400. Let me see if I was able to find anything on her. Something marked from some stuff from Web Sleuths. Let's see. Okay, so this is from another verified insider on this case. Says, I was verified today as an insider on this case. She says the youngest daughter is a close family friend that she wants the world, and this was posted in May of 2012, so a while ago. She wants the world to know she has never given up hope that her sister may be found, either deceased or alive, and that any help will be greatly appreciated. Noki also went by Deja. Noki was 15 when she disappeared. Her mother, Autumn Leaf, was adamant that she did not think Noki ran away. Police assumed this, and she agreed that certainly it was a possibility. Because we talked about, it says she had been acting out by dyeing her hair and trying as a Mary Jane prior to disappearance, and she never believed Noki ran away. Instead, the mother fears foul play. Noki left that evening to go spend the night with friends. She did not take anything with her, and that alone was an indicator that she had no intention of running away. Her mother was a woman named Autumn Leaf. So she moved the kids around a lot. They talked about all the states that they had lived in before they settled in Hawaii. Noquisi argued with her mom like any teenager. She had an older boyfriend. She got pregnant, had terminated the pregnancy just days prior to her disappearance. And the night she left, she told her mother that she was going to a friend's house. They assumed the boyfriend, but she never arrived, according to him. So apparently her mother, unfortunately, took her own life. It says about 2.5 years ago from when this was posted, so around 2010 or so. Let's see. And this post says, if there are any questions, I can ask them of her sister. These are her words. I had asked her to tell me anything I thought Web Sleuths could use for information. She is answering at first regarding her mother's passing. It says she passed on August 14th, 2010 in the early a.m. There was no note left, no reason of death. GSW. It was her own firearm that she bought the year before. It says on my sister's blog on the website, my mom had shared some pretty heavy stuff on how she felt about the disappearance. She had written self-harm type notes before. Says my dad and most people that were close to her knew that she had serious depression at times. And some self-harm thoughts and attempts. My sister was with an older guy, 10 plus her senior, named Gary. She also had to terminate a pregnancy from him at 15 before her disappearance. Noki and my mom had been fighting, and Noki said that she was going to sleep over at a friend's house. Not positive, but if she packed any bags at all, they were light, and she never called or came home. So that was some, I believe that was from her sister, Noquisi's sister. Which is so sad. Someone asked, has the older boyfriend ever come forward to talk about what he might know? Was he questioned by the police? He sounds like he was a dangerous guy who had serious issues with women. Apparently, maybe he had been in trouble before. I don't know. Um, just going through some comments from I think that's about it that was on here. Let me see if there's anything else. So someone else asked, do we know for sure if the termination was performed? And I know that sometimes if you're alone with a doctor and you tell them you're being forced into a procedure, they may help you by pretending to protect your safety by not completing the procedure. Says that if she were pregnant and wanted to keep the baby, that would definitely be grounds for leaving. Was her boyfriend notified before she disappeared? Just general questions that any of us would ask, I'm assuming. All right. So that is a little bit more about Noquisi. Let's see. Get back into your comments for a minute. I can find where I left off. Sorry, I'm trying to find where I left off in the comments. Um, uh, there we go. All right, I found it. If I can get it unmarked. There we go. Dino says, Southern Gal, don't you guys have them mini deer? No, we don't have mini deer. We have regular deer. Yeah, just the white-tailed deer, whatever. Yeah, just regular deer, southern deer. We have southern deer. We don't have mini deer unless they're babies. Bambi. Well, we don't kill Bambis. Oh, good. Mini deer. Where did you get that? Josh says, I've never seen so many deer as I did in the Ozarks. Oh, yeah. Uh, oh, God. JP says they have talking deer. Heather says she has her own albino deer. Oh, let's see. It's getting caught up. Oh, Miss Barb says, sorry, I went to church and went and helped hand out water to the homeless. God bless you, ma'am. Okay, so it says, oh, that's what I was thinking it meant. Oh, shoot. Arctic says she cut it into her arm because it says she had a self inscription. So that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't for sure. So that's why I didn't say that. But so she cut that into it. What did it say? Until death is what it said. Mm. Sorry, I'm just trying to read off my phone. Really wish I might try to get. Hold on one second. Might try to get StreamYard to come up on my. Well, what goodness gracious, what did it do? Oh my gosh, now everything is screwed up. Why is it doing that? Oh, now I've just totally screwed everything up. I didn't screw it up. The computer screwed it up. Oh, jeez. What is the deal? Reload. Maybe that'll help. Nope, that didn't help. That didn't help. Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. I've totally screwed up something. Oh my gosh. I bring up a tab and I've got like half of it, and that's all I have. What in the world? Now I can't read anything. Hold on, guys. I might have to restart my computer right quick, but I will get caught up in your comments while I'm doing that. And I promise I will get back to hopefully reloading or restarting the computer will do it. Man, oh man. Y'all talking about Chipotle. I've never eaten at Chipotle. As far as says, thank God for Doodle. She made me some nice flowers. Absolutely. Yes, Miss Doodle does do awesome flowers. Now Miss Heather's talking about tacos. Oh goodness. Welcome, Doms. Do I know you under a different name or you new? But regardless, welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. Yes, Arctic says, I hope the 25-year-old was thoroughly looked into. Absolutely. Oh, don't tell me my computer is doing an update. That's just what I need. Great. Um, just reading y'all's comments while I'm waiting for the. Swear to God, my computer. Arctic says, of course, the boyfriend said he had no clue. Billy Jack Links, the Morgan Dick case, also said he wasn't involved in Morgan's disappearance way back when, and now we know better. Absolutely. I saw that. So what kind of, while we're waiting for the computer, oh my God. Apparently Kohlberger has taken some kind of plea deal in that case. So if anybody has any, it popped up in, I didn't get a chance to read anything about it yet. It just popped up in my notifications on my phone. I'm going to maybe assume was the DP on the table for that. So maybe did he take a plea to take the DP off the table and maybe get life without parole? I don't know. Y'all have to fill me in. Because like I said, I have not had a chance. I got home from work late today and didn't have a chance to read up on it. Absolutely. Prayer. Miss Paula says prayers to her family. Absolutely. Welcome, Nicole Watt. Good to have you here. It's a new name. We love seeing new people in here. JP apparently is going to go have dinner. Enjoy your dinner, JP. Oh, Lord, I'm still waiting on the computer. When I restarted the computer, apparently it decided to do updates. So that's what we're waiting on. I apologize, guys. Oh my gosh. Of all the times, mule deer. No, we don't have mule deer here that I know of. No, not that we don't have any. Dino says, I thought the southern deer were many. No, now I mean, no, we just what I call just regular deer, regular white-tailed deer. I guess that's what they call them. I don't know, just regular old deer. They may be called mule deer. I don't know. If the younger brother was here, if Dane was here, he'd be able to tell you he hunts. Let's see. Just going through comments once again. We're 97% there. Oh, goodness gracious. You're still talking about Lisa Joe says Chipotle is all cilantro. Arctic definitely has his opinions on Chipotle. Okay, so referring to Kohlberger, 4 consecutive life sentences and forfeits his right to appeal. Excellent. So now the families will not have to go through a trial. That is wonderful. Okay, maybe we're getting the computer slowly working on it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read up about, and I may end up doing. We won't be able to do. We did our True Crime After Dark Friday this past Friday. This coming Friday will be our family game night, but I might try to do a live stream Thursday night. We can get caught up and talk about all the latest in the true crime news. Or I actually thought about. I have some. There's this website most of y'all probably heard of it, solvethecase.org. And I have a lot of unsolved homicides saved up in my browser on my phone. I was thinking about maybe going through some of those. And Chris also sent me one that I'm going to take a look at. I don't know if Chris is still in here or not. That I would like to talk about. Let's see if I can get this working again. Maybe. No, why is it doing that? Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, for some reason. Oh, there we go. I got it. There we go. Operator error, maybe. I'm going to attempt if I can get StreamYard. No, I don't want to restore. I don't know if StreamYard will come up or not. Oh, it might. StreamYard. Miss Paula says any suspect. So you're talking about in this case. Of course, we never like to play the blame game or speculate too much. But if I had a suspect in this case, or a person of interest, or somebody that I would definitely be talking to, it would be the boyfriend. I'm assuming it was the baby's. Go away. The father of the baby. Can y'all still hear me? Hold on, let me make sure it didn't mess up my audio. Okay, it should be good. Let me see. StreamYard may actually, I may be able to get to work up on computer. So I'm at 9:45. Okay, there we go. So maybe, don't know if it's going to work or not. It might take a minute. And it says we brought Nicole. Thank you very much for bringing Miss Nicole. Uh-oh. Oh. If I disappear, I get StreamYard on my phone. Just shut StreamYard down on my computer. Oh my goodness. Now things aren't working on my phone. It would not be. I think. Oh my gosh. It kicked me out of StreamYard on my phone. I was afraid of that. See if I can get my. There we go. Okay, there's the slideshow. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. We might have some more storms coming in. Oh. Because it's going, everything's going back and forth. I just shut down StreamYard on my computer. Goodness. I apologize, guys, once again. Okay, let me see. There we go. Okay, maybe everything's working again. Lord have mercy. Okay. Arctic says our deer are self-harm deer. Yeah, around here too. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything pertaining to the case. Oh, so Dee Dee says the Gonsalves family is PO'd. Ah, really? Yeah, I probably would be too, actually. I mean, okay, so I'm assuming you're talking about this case. Josh says at the very least, and I hope Ellie has done so, his extensive interviews with the boyfriend. I want to know more about what he knows. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see if my tabs are actually coming up correct now. Okay, so we're on Noquisi, right? Is that the one we're still on? So confused now. So I think I read, yeah, everything on her. All right. Just want to get caught up, make sure I don't miss anything pertinent. Oh, thank you, Josh. Josh says he's got to head to bed. Love to all, and hope for justice in these cases. May all who are lost be found. Absolutely. Thank you, Josh, for being here, sir. Okay, I think maybe I'm caught up, so we will move on to the next case, which is maybe everything's up and working again. Should be Stephen William Branston. So Stephen has been missing since October 1st of 1996 from Honolulu, Hawaii. He's a white male. He was just 20 years old when he went missing. He would be 49 years old as of 2025. At the time he went missing, he was 6 foot tall, 170 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. It says he may have a light brown curly beard. His hair was long at the time of his 1996 disappearance, and he normally wore it pulled back into a ponytail, and he smoked. He was last seen wearing possibly a black and white or tie-dyed shirt, or jeans or cut-off shorts, sandals, and a scarf-type headband. He does suffer from schizophrenia. He was also severely depressed at the time of his disappearance. He may have had ideas of self-harm. He was supposed to be taking an antipsychotic medication, but he quit taking it before he went missing. He also had a history of substance abuse, and he is classified as disabled. So Stephen was a resident of Lakeport, California in 1996. He told his sister that he imagined traveling to Hawaii and passing away there in the summer of that year. His family became concerned that he'd have ideas of self-harm. He had a normal childhood, but in his teens, he had become troubled. He was a poor student, and he started using substances. He was eventually diagnosed with schizophrenia, and he began seeing a psychiatrist and taking medication for this condition. Stephen last saw his family on August 1st of 1996, just before his parents went to Wyoming for the summer. On August 5th, he arrived in Honolulu. He was apparently homeless and living near the Honolulu airport. He did open a bank account and arranged to have his social security payment sent there. And he rented a storage locker at the High Pack self-storage, where he stored his ID, medication, and his clothing. He deposited his social security checks for August and September in his Hawaiian bank account. A teller at the Bank of Hawaii in Kona Kakai, I butchered it, Kuna Kakai, Hawaii, says that Branston tried to cash a check there in October of 1996, but he was not allowed to because he did not have any ID. His parents reported him missing with the Lakeport Police Department, and I'm assuming that is in California, on October 5th. High Pack Self-Storage contacted Stephen's parents in November of 1996 after he stopped paying the fees for his locker. His parents monitored his bank account for at least a year after his disappearance, but no one deposited or withdrew any funds. There were possible sightings of him on the islands of Oahu, Molokai, and Kauai until June of 1997. None of those were ever confirmed. His case remains unsolved, and both Hawaii and California police are investigating. So if you have any information, you can call the Lakeport, California Police Department at 707-263-2331, or the Honolulu Police Department at 808-529-3111 or 808-529-3394. And let me see if I had any. I do believe I do have an article and interview, some statements from his family for this one. The website has to verify that I'm human. Okay. Still verifying. Come on. Okay. So this is from the Lake County News, and it is from, when is it from? Get rid of the ads. From September 2016. The search for Stephen Branston, family hopes for new leads in long-running missing persons case. An unsolved missing persons case is getting new attention as police follow up on leads and use the latest technology to try to discover what happened to a young Lakeport man 20 years ago. The case of Stephen William Branston, who is 20 years old at the time he was last seen by family in the summer of 1996, recently has made its way back to the top of the Lakeport Police Department's caseload in the wake of two possible leads. Now, keep in mind, this is what I say from 2016. And while neither lead turned out to be a match, both the police and Branston's family are hoping that new media attention and the internet, now a hugely effective way of sharing information about such cases worldwide, will help renew interest and lead to new information that will help finally solve the case. Branston's disappearance is the only outstanding missing persons case in the city of Lakeport's jurisdiction, according to the Lakeport Police Chief Brad Rasmussen, who himself investigated the young man's disappearance while working as a detective. He said his agency wants to do everything it can to find out what happened to Branston. In addition to Branston, there are seven other open missing persons cases from Lake County listed by the California Department of Justice's Missing Persons Database. So the last time Susan and Jim Branston of Lakeport saw their son was in the summer of 1996. In July of that year, they took a trip to Wyoming, and their son stayed at their home to take care of it for them. Over the previous several years, the couple had watched their son begin to struggle with mental health issues. Susan Branston said her son had at one point been good in school. He was artistic, mellow, and easygoing. The family had taken a memorable trip to Hawaii when he was 13, she said. She says he loved it over there. He liked the warm weather, the water, and the beach life. As he moved into his teens, he began to be more difficult to handle, she said. He had a hard time in school, his grades dropped, and he began attending a continuation high school. I don't know what a continuation high school is. He also began smoking cigarettes and using substances, primarily the Mary Jane. When he was about 16, his grandmother gave him some money and he flew to Hawaii. Susan Branston said her son was under the impression that he could go to the tropical state and simply live off the land, but the reality was starkly different. He returned to California. His mother said that he at one point OD'd on a substance, which addiction experts say can lead to hallucinations, psychosis, and depression. Stephen Branston subsequently was diagnosed with mental health issues, including schizophrenia, a condition which his family was concerned may have been brought on by his use of LSD. His mother said he began taking medication and was overseen by a psychiatrist. By the summer of 1996, he had once again started thinking of returning to Hawaii. He had stopped taking his medication that he was prescribed for his schizophrenia, and he did not want his psychiatrist to know, as his parents later would find out. Susan and Jim Branston said they last talked to him around August 1st of 1996 as they were heading home from their vacation in Wyoming, and they believe he left for Hawaii 4 days later. Susan, his mother, says he carefully planned his what they call escape. Susan said they had not wanted him to go, but if he did, they wanted to try to get him. But if he did, they wanted to try to get him into group housing or arrange other help. However, he had other ideas. His mom says, I guess he decided to take things into his own hands. At first, since he was an adult, the family decided to take a wait and see approach. But by October, the Branstons decided to report his disappearance to police. Rasmussen said Branston's parents contacted the Lakeport Police Department on October 5th, 1996, reporting that they had not spoken to him since August. The Lakeport Police Department immediately began its investigation, with officers entering Branston into the California Department of Justice missing an unidentified person system. He said his agency also transmitted its investigation report to Honolulu Police Department Criminal Investigations Division Missing Persons Detail, which began an investigation in their city and county. Lakeport Police would be in contact with then Detective Phil Camaro, who worked with the Branstons in the effort to find their son. Rasmussen said the initial police investigation confirmed that Stephen Branston arrived in Honolulu after traveling there by himself on August 5th, 1996. The last locations where authorities were able to confirm Branston had been were at the Honolulu airport and at Honolulu's High-Pack self-storage in August of 1996. And this is according to Rasmussen. On August 12th, 1996, Branston rented a locker at the High-Pack self-storage where he left some personal property. He then opened a bank account on that same day as he had transferred his Social Security payments to Hawaii. The bank account records at the time of the report showed that 2 Social Security income checks for the months of August and September 1996 had been deposited into the account, but no withdrawals had been made. Branston's parents monitored the bank account for at least a year and found that checks continued to be deposited, but no money was ever withdrawn while the account was active. The family also monitored the storage locker, which Branston didn't make any more payments on after the initial rental. While the August 1996 sightings of Branston in Honolulu were the last of him to be confirmed, Rasmussen said there were several reported but unconfirmed sightings of him in Hawaii beginning in that same month and lasting through the following June. During that time, he was reportedly seen on the islands of Oahu, Molokai, Maui, and Kauai. Susan Branston and her family would travel to Hawaii in the coming years, attempting to find their son and follow up themselves on reported sightings of him. The summer after his disappearance, they spent about 2 months scouring the islands, visiting homeless shelters and adult service agencies, and passing around flyers, as according to his mother. She said they also were taken around and shown possible areas where he may have been seen by Detective Camaro, who had told them that in 90% of the cases, missing persons are found. Rasmussen agreed with Camaro's estimate, noting that missing persons usually are found and found quickly, but not in, unfortunately, Stephen's case. With the family exhausting its resources, Susan Branston said she had to return to Lake County to go back to work. She said, we were very upset and did not know what to do. She said her family had considered trying to hire a private investigator, but concluded that they simply could not afford it. So they continued their own efforts. When friends would visit the islands, the family would send more flyers about his disappearance with him to post. When his 3rd grade teacher thought that she saw him in Kauai on one trip, the Branstons returned to the islands, paying special attention to Kauai and again looking everywhere and following every lead. They would get tips of possible sightings and chase them from one location to another, but never were able to confirm that their son had actually ever been in these spots. Susan, his mother, says, "We don't know if anyone ever saw him. We don't have anything concrete." One of the last leads they received during their visit to Kauai was from a woman who believed she saw Stephen on Maui. Susan Branston said they did not have enough time to get to Maui before they were scheduled to return home. She said, "We were getting people seeing him everywhere, so it was very confusing." She said, adding that they were never sure whether to believe the reports of the sightings or not. And that's unfortunately the case. You might have credible sightings, and then you have some that are maybe not so credible. And I think in a lot of these cases, people that say that they or think that they see a missing person, they're doing it from a good place in their heart, because they're just trying so hard to help this family, help this missing person be found. But it's just it's a catch-22 almost. Lost my place. Okay, so it says, so they didn't know whether or not to believe the reports of the sightings. Excuse me. Rasmussen says such sightings in a missing persons case are common, noting that police often will get numerous leads from people believing that they saw the person in question. Rasmussen said the County of Kauai Police Department also conducted an investigation regarding Stephen Branston's disappearance in the year of 2000, but turned up no leads. That same summer, when Rasmussen was a detective working the Branston case, he contacted Kamaro at the Honolulu Police Department at about the same time the local police were working to submit Branston's dental records to the California Department of Justice. Susan Branston believes it's possible that her son could still be alive somewhere, but added, quote, "We have no idea what happened to him." Her family would like to have him home and have closure. That includes daughter, it'd be his sister, Tammy, who is 5 years younger than her brother and now married. Susan Branston says she loved her brother very much. She said, despite his mental health issues, her son was a nice kid who was not violent and would not have harmed anyone, but she is concerned someone may have harmed him. Rasmussen said the Lakeport Police Department's investigators over the years have continued to work the case in an attempt to develop new leads. Then this past July and August, new cases were brought to the Lakeport Police Department's attention that had raised the possibility that Branston may have been found. Detective Dale Stobie, with the assistance of a California Department of Justice missing and unidentified persons system analyst, conducted follow-up investigations on 2 cases involving unidentified deceased persons who were possible matches to Stephen's characteristics. At that point, Stobie also contacted Susan and Jim Branston to let them know of the possible developments. Rasmussen said the first case was from 2001 in Washington State, while the second was a 1998 case from Mississippi. The Washington case involved an unidentified male who passed away at a hotel in the Lake Quinault area of Grace Harbor County. The man in question appeared to be in his late 20s, close in height and build to Branston, with similar coloring, other physical characteristics. Just trying to see. Apparently, nothing came of those. So it's just giving descriptions of the 2 cases, or the 2 unidentified. Rasmussen said as a result of those follow-up cases, Rasmussen said his department decided to do a DNA profile on Branston. He said, "We determined that really needed to be done as soon as possible. he said, with police obtaining samples from Branston's parents. Rasmussen said Branston's information, including dental records, fingerprints, and less known photographs, remain on file with the California Department of Justice. Missing an unidentified person system, which is linked to the state of Hawaii's missing persons database. California's and Hawaii's missing persons databases also are connected to the U.S. Department of Justice, Office of Justice Programs, National Missing and NamUs. Branston's newly added DNA profile will be checked against existing cases, with the system also running a check for possible matches every time a new profile is added. Rasmussen said it's possible that Stephen is still alive, possibly living under a different name and identity, and that someone may recognize him, which will help finally wrap up the case once and for all. So that's about it. Once again, anyone with information is encouraged to contact Lakeport Police Department, Del Stobie, or any other officer at 707-263-5491. Also, best bet's always call 911 if you have any information or think you may have seen him. All right, sorry, I know that was a long article, but I like to find articles with this had both parent statements from the parents and statements from law enforcement who is working on the case. All right, take a break for a minute and read y'all's, get caught up in those comments before we move on. It's just sad all the way around. Let me get back down to, okay, there we were. Oh, oh, I had two marked. Okay. Yep, Dom said he's been gone almost 30 years. Yeah. Yep. I think most of usually on these missing person Monday, I'll focus on, well, most of the time on the channel, I'll focus on lots of cold cases. Yes. Miss Barb says, I wish we could do more for the mental health community. So sad. Absolutely. Yep. Unfortunately, and it is not so much as mental health issues aren't as so much a stigma anymore as it used to be, like back in the, like when I was growing up in the 70s, 80s, you know, teenager, young adult, and 80s and 90s. I mean, it was just still so stigmatized. But I think we're finally transitioning to where it's not such a stigma anymore. Hello, Christopher. Good to have you here. Good to see you. Did I miss somebody? Somebody said Jody. Hold on, I'll make sure I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, Jody. Hello, welcome, welcome. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I'm reading off my phone. There's Jody. Hello, Jody. Welcome, welcome. That's what happens when I'm reading little bitty writing, and my glasses, my old eyes are not so good anymore, even with my glasses. There's Miss PJ. Hey, lady, how are you doing? She says, hey, I'm late. You're fine. Was watching something and almost forgot you were live. No apologies needed, ma'am. Nobody ever has to apologize. If you're late, you can always, or if you miss it completely, anybody who misses a live or is late, you can always replay crew. And thank you all, before I forget, thank you, replay crew, if you're watching replay. We love our replay crew. Absolutely. Our replay crew rocks. So Arctic says, His eyes are getting heavy. He'll be watching from the bushes on the TV. All right, my friend, get some rest. Get some rest. Please, everybody, check out Arctic and all these other wonderful creators. Miss PJ, Lighting the Way Home, Miss Doodlebug, Al, Miss Barb on Timmy's Legacy. I apologize if I forget anybody. Dee Diana, she has a wonderful channel. Al, Mr. Steve, True Crime Web. Okay, I think I am caught up again. So I'll mark there. We will get on to the next one. Let me get this information. This should be Aaron Bustamante. If I have the right one up. All right, so this is Aaron Bustamante. He has been missing since May 24th, 2011 from Honolulu, Hawaii. He is an Asian male, 35 years old when he went missing. At the time he went missing, he was 5'8" tall, 190 pounds, with brown hair and brown hazel eyes. He is of Filipino descent. He was last seen wearing a dark colored shirt and light colored printed board shorts. He also suffers from schizophrenia. He does require daily medication to control his condition. So I think we've had, is this what, our third one now? That is suffers from schizophrenia. So Aaron was last seen in the Kaluga area in Honolulu on May 24th, 2007. He was homeless at the time. His father would bring him meals every day. After that, he has never been seen or heard from again. So he was placed in foster care after birth, later adopted by his foster parents. His behavior began to change when he was in his late teens. And eventually, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia and apparently went to live in a group home. He eventually decided to live on the streets, but he kept in regular touch with his parents up until his disappearance. His parents described him as a quiet person. He enjoyed being alone. Due to his mental illness, there is grave concern for his safety, and his case remains unsolved. So if you have any information, you can call the Honolulu Crime Stoppers at 808-955-8300. And let me see if I had do not have any additional information on Aaron, unfortunately. I think for the next three, I don't have any additional information except for just the Charlie Project. All right, so next we should have Mark Kamaki Koshki. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So Mark has been missing since July 10th, 1996 from Oahu, Hawaii. He was just 20 years old when he went missing. He will be 49 years old as of 2025. He is Asian, biracial, white. At the time he went missing, he was 5'10" to 5'11" tall, 160 to 170 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. He is of Chinese descent. He may have a mustache, beard, or goatee. His hair was cut short at the time of his disappearance. It doesn't give any last known clothing description. So Mark was a student at the University of Hawaii at Hilo in 1996. He was last seen on July 10th of that year by his dormitory roommate at approximately 6 a.m. He was a biology major. He did not arrive at his 9 a.m. class as scheduled. He was taking care of a friend's gray and white 1972 Toyota Land Cruiser. A witness told authorities that she may have seen Mark lost her place. Mark drive out of his dorm parking lot between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. on the day he was last seen, but that sighting has not been confirmed. He left all of his personal belongings behind in his dorm room, with the exception of his snorkel fins and his snorkeling mask. Mark's college friends reported him to police as a missing person during the evening hours of July 10th, but his family did not find out about his disappearance for a month. So I don't know why that was, but so Mark's friend's vehicle was discovered abandoned in the gravel parking lot of a Calhau motel near, that's a long word, Ania Humalu Bay. Once again, I apologize for butchering these names, which is on the West Hawaii coast shortly after 6 p.m. on July 13th, 1996, was just 3 days after he was last seen on campus. There was no sign of him at the scene. He has never been heard from again. His case remains unsolved. It says that he enjoys fishing, skin diving, and camping with friends. It says he often went snorkeling with his roommate, but his roommate stated that Mark would not have gone out alone. He graduated Damien High School in 1993, and his family has stated that it is extremely uncharacteristic of him to leave without warning. So unfortunately, that's all we have. I wasn't even able to find any additional, but we will go with what we've got. So if you do have any information, you can call the Hawaii County Police Department at 808-961-2211. All right. Okay, so next we should have Rick Calhau. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that reasonably close. So Rick has been missing since November 18th, 1996 from Kaneohe, Hawaii. He is an Asian male. He was 29 years old when he went missing. He was 5 foot 8 inches tall, 170 to 180 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. He is of Japanese descent. He was last seen wearing a black jacket with Tyson Holyfield printed on it, blue denim shorts, and black Shawn Kemp basketball shoes. All right. So Rick was last seen leaving his Kaneohe, Hawaii home in his pickup truck at around 10:10 p.m. on November 18th, 1996. He told his wife that he was going to visit friends in Kalihi and would be back in an hour. He has never been seen or heard from again. The next day, his brown 1992 Ford pickup was found parked at the intersection of Kauauka Street and Manalua Road in front of Our Savior Lutheran Church. So Rick, so this one's a little, it's got a lot of stuff to unpack here on this one. So Rick's disappearance may have a connection to his friend Michael John Miskey Jr. In May of 1995, Miskey was driving Rick's car when he assaulted and attempted to abduct a police officer who had stopped him for speeding. Now, this wasn't Rick. This was Rick's friend or whatever he was. But he was driving Rick's car. So the next day, Rick reported his car stolen, saying that although Miskey was a good friend and he had lent him the car before, he did not have permission to be driving it that night. When the police questioned him further, he contacted an attorney and refused to speak further on the case. In August of 1995, both Miskey and Rick, the one that we're talking about, were arrested and charged with second-degree terroristic threatening. but the charges were eventually dismissed when the complaining witness failed to appear in court. So Miskey, the dude who attempted to abduct the police officer, reached a plea deal in the abduction case. He pleaded guilty to kidnapping, assault, and speeding. And in January 1996, he was sentenced to 5 years of probation. The following year, he went back to court to amend his guilty plea to a no contest plea. And then 6 months after Miskey amended his plea, that is when Rick went missing. Don't know if one has anything to do with the other. So Rick owned the tint shop, which was an auto glass tinting company. So in November of 1998, 2 years after Rick's disappearance, the registration of the trade name of his business expired. In 1999, this Miskey fella, the one who tried to abduct the policeman, registered a new company of his own, which was also an auto glass tinting business, and he also called it the Tint Shop. So 6 months later, he also started a pest control business as well. So make of that what you will. Investigators believe that for years, this Miskey fellow used his pest control business as a headquarters for his criminal enterprise, which involved substance trafficking, abduction, homicide for hire, robbery, extortion, money laundering, and bank fraud. So this Miskey guy had lots of stuff going on, and I'm laughing, but I'm not making light of it. It's just so in 2017 he was arrested and charged with homicide in aid of racketeering, homicide for hire, conspiracy resulting in death, kidnapping, using a facility of interstate commerce resulting in death, and conspiracy to commit kidnapping, among other offenses. So apparently he had orchestrated the abduction and homicide of Jonathan Fraser, who disappeared in 2016 and was never found. So let's see what the circumstances were. So Jonathan Fraser, see what it says about him. So Fraser was last seen at his apartment in Honolulu at 9:30 a.m. on July 30th, 2016. He has never been heard from again. On August 8th, his gray two-door 1994 Honda hatchback with the Hawaii license plate, it was found parked near the intersection of Summer Street and some other road that I can't pronounce. In July 2017, Michael John Miskey, who we're talking about in the other case, was arrested and charged with homicide in aid of racketeering, homicide for hire, conspiracy resulting in death, kidnapping using a facility of interstate commerce resulting in death, and conspiracy to commit kidnapping using a facility of interstate commerce in Fraser's case. And let me put a link. I'll put a link to this in. No, I can't. I don't have my. I'll post this case. I'll post a link to this case on my community tab. So in July 2017, Michael John Miskey Jr. was arrested, charged with all that stuff. In Fraser's case, investigators believe that for years, so we've talked about Miskey using this pest control business. So in August of 2017, the FBI searched a boat, a 37-foot Boston whaler named Painkiller, and seized over 100 items in connection to Fraser's case. They took a bunch of stuff. Says Miskey's son was a close friend of Fraser, and in 2015, the two of them were in a serious traffic accident. Miskey's son passed away several months later due to complications from his injuries. So that's just a little bit on what he was convicted of, Jonathan Fraser. So this guy was obviously bad news. Okay, so back to Rick's case. So Miskey was convicted of all the charges against him in 2024. He was sentenced to life in prison. He has not been named as a suspect in Rick's case or Rick's disappearance, but authorities believe that Rick disappeared under suspicious circumstances, and his case remains unsolved. Yeah, Doodle said, "Wow, this is crazy." Yeah, this is. I'm gonna have to look into this. I will if I will post a link to the Jonathan Fraser. I'm gonna look into this some more. It's crazy. Into this guy. I'm gonna look into this Miskey guy. Yeah, he had lots of bad things going on. But at any rate, if you have any information regarding Rick's disappearance, although I have my number one on my list would be Mr. Miskey. You can contact the Honolulu Police Department at 808-529-3394. I don't think I had any other oh no, I do have an article maybe about the trial. Let me see what it is. Let me get a drink before I start reading again. So this is from, I think this was from around 2023, this article from ianlynn.net. It's regarding Mr. Miskey's trial. Defense attorneys seek to bar evidence of Miskey's rumored role in 1996 disappearance, which would be of Rick. Says in a motion in limine filed in federal court on Monday, November 13th, attorneys representing Michael J. Miskey Jr. asked the court to exclude testimony of 5 men named in an HPD report of the missing person, Rick Calhau, wherein the witnesses were identified. Because the case is not part of the current charges, it took place decades ago. It occurred years before the government even alleges that Miskey formed a racketeering organization or enterprise, and it would impermissibly prejudice jurors against Miskey and his co-defendants. So I'm not going to read any of the technical stuff. So the Honolulu Advisor reported several days after Calhau's disappearance that he left his Kaneohe home just after 10 p.m., told his wife he was going to see his friends in Kalihi, but he will be back in an hour. He never returned home. His truck was found the next morning. He was declared legally deceased in 2004. In their memo to exclude testimony from the 5 men, Miskey's attorneys said they believe prosecutors, quote, might be intending to elicit testimony from them alleging Miskey was involved in Calhau's disappearance. If so, defendants moved to exclude it. Says testimony implicating Miskey in Calhau's disappearance will be stories from witnesses with strong motives, according to them, to falsely implicate Miskey on a matter so old the evidence necessary to confront them is long gone, which would constitute unfair prejudice to Miskey's Sixth Amendment confrontation, yada, yada, yada. Says this uncharged conduct would dominate the trial. The risk that the jury would consider this evidence as probative. Okay, so here, let's see. So it says in the process, the memo discloses information about the Calhau case that was not previously in the public record. So rumors and speculation. Rumors about his disappearance range from jealousy, another woman, substance deal gone bad, substance dealing, territorial, and the fact that he had just left the state. The motion claims signing a memo by a detective written several months after the disappearance. According to the motion, Calhau was identified as the substance dealer. This is all alleged. Allegedly, the first person he was planning to see that night was one of his suppliers, and the second owed Calhau money. The latter is one of the 5 witnesses named in the motion. According to the motion, sand was found on this witness's feet as well as in Calhau's truck, and he reportedly flunked a polygraph test. There are also reports that Calhau was having, now remember, this is all alleged, take it with a grain of salt. There are also reports that Calhau was having an affair with a girlfriend of another of the witnesses, who was a well-known local boxer, until an arrest on burglary charges apparently cut his career short. A year after Calhau's disappearance, the same detective sent a memo to the prosecutor stating in part, quote, "I know that Mike Miskey is not involved," end quote. But 16 years later, Honolulu police announced they had received new information about Calhau's disappearance, reopened the cold case, and again solicited information from the public. However, no charges resulted, and whether any real progress was made remains unknown. Miskey also knew Calhau, the motion alleges. Like others, Miskey's possible involvement was also the subject of rumor and speculation. Just seeing if there's anything else connected to this case. Just goes into Mr. Miskey's more of his charges. Oh wait, maybe this does have, okay. So on May 17th, 1995, just 2 days after his plea deal on the earlier charges was approved in the court, a police officer stopped a black 1992 BMW 4-door sedan. Okay, so this must be where he attempted to kidnap the police officer. Seen speeding near Castle Medical Center just after 8 p.m. The officer asked the driver, later identified as Miskey, for his license, registration, and insurance card. The driver opened the glove compartment and a package fell out. The driver hid the package, removed the key from the glove compartment lock, and began to start the car. HPD officer David Alice's recounted in the later police report on the incident. Alice said that when he went to the driver's side of the car, the driver grabbed his arm and drove away, dragging him about 20 feet before he fell. Oh my gosh. The officer was treated, excuse me, for a deep contusion to his left shoulder, which was considered by the examining doctor, quote, to be a serious bodily injury. The registered owner of the car, Rick Calhau, showed up at the Kaneohe police station about 2:30 a.m. to report the car had been stolen from behind his home. Calhau told police that Miskey was a good friend. Calhau said Miskey had driven the car before but did not have permission to take the car that night. Calhau told police Miskey had left Oahu, but that he might know who had been driving the car. He refused to name the driver and declined to take a lie detector test as suggested by the police. Calhau then said he wanted to speak to his attorney before making any further statement. He, quote, then called a person named Bodie to get the number of his attorney. So this is just a crazy, this is a deep, we're going to have to definitely look into this one deeper. So then it just goes on to the charges about the, trying to abduct the police officer. So it says, so it appears Miskey and Calhau were good friends and were working together in the tinting business. They were arrested together for terroristic threatening. Miskey drove Calhau's BMW. He took control of the trade name, the tint shop, after Rick disappeared. But whether any of the rumors or speculation about Calhau's fate have any truth remains unknown, and whether any of this will be allowed to be presented at the upcoming trial has yet to be determined. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy stuff. All right. I know that was a lot, but kind of went down a rabbit hole there for a minute. But that's okay. All right. So that was Rick. Did I give the, once again, if you have any information, Honolulu Police Department at 808-529-3394. Lord, I might have to have something stronger to drink than tea after that one. All right, let me get caught up in your comments right quick, and we got a couple more. Oh, we're gonna do good. It's only 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let's see. Let me get down to where I was at. All right, there I was. There I be. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Miss PJ. Definitely do check out Miss Doodlebug. Please do check out Miss PJ at lighting their way home. And our Arctic, absolutely. And Timmy's Legacy. And yep, definitely check out. Yep. Just getting caught up. And Miss Paula. Thank you, everybody, for getting the links in for me. My back is hurting me. Let's see. Okay. Diana says, I just created the link for Thursday. Maybe Southern Gal will let me post it here. Yeah, somebody can post it. Absolutely. Oh, shoot. I can give you, let me see if I can get, hold on. Give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Let me see if I can get the YouTube on my computer, and I can give you a wrench, Miss Diana. Oh, I wouldn't mind at all. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Almost deleted it. Yeah. Doodle says, napping Ellie isn't the smartest move. No, I'm telling you this. I'm gonna have to look into this. God, we went down a whole big old rabbit hole. It probably goes even deeper. Man, oh man. We could do a whole live stream on just this, on Mr. Miskey here. Are you talking about Rick? Miss Barb says somebody got tired of him. Just my opinion. Just saying that could be. Could be. All right, Miss Diana, I'm working on it. I'm slowly getting there. Diana says she just emailed me. Excellent. I'm getting there. I'm trying to read comments and get to the live stream. I have to do it to give wrenches out through the YouTube side. I can't do it through the StreamYard side. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Let me find you. There you are. Oh. All right, Miss Diana, you should have a link now, or a wrench now. You should be good to go, ma'am. Oh no, did I close out? Why did I close out my? Oh well. Okay. Getting caught up. Getting caught up. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Okay, so let's see who we have next. You are very welcome, ma'am. All right, next we had a lot of men tonight. I think we've only had what, two or three ladies. All right, this should be okay. So we've done Rick. This should be Carlos. Okay. Oh, can't see. So this is Carlos Vicente Carrillo. He's been missing since July 4th of 2000. So his is coming up on 25 years. He is missing from Honolulu also. He is an Hispanic male. He was 28 years old at the time he went missing. He will be 53 years old as of 2025. At the time he went missing, he was 5'10", 190 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. He has a scar on his right ear. He has a dragon, a tiger, and a pair of boxing gloves tattooed on one of his arms. And his nickname is Carlitos. Reminds me of the Al Pacino movie Carlitos. Love that movie. Anyway, back to business. So Carlos, there's a little bit to unpack here, not as much as the last one. So Carlos, make sure I get the name straight, was a promoter who often worked for the nightclub Evolution Waikiki on Eno Road and Kalakua Avenue in Honolulu in 2000. His girlfriend told authorities that she saw Carlos inside the club at approximately 2 a.m. on July 4th, 2000. She claimed that one of the bars. Okay, so yeah, there is some more shenanigans in this one too. I remember, I'm just coming back to it now. His girlfriend, she claimed. Okay, so his girlfriend told authorities she saw Carlos inside the club at approximately 2 a.m. on July 4th. She claimed that one of the bar's bouncers told her to wait outside the building at the time. So she went outside to wait. So this bouncer apparently threw her in a car, driving her against her will to the Pearl Ridge area of Honolulu. So he basically napped her. Carlos' girlfriend, either he let her go or she escaped or whatever the case may be. She ended up calling authorities after the man released her approximately 2 hours later. So he held her for 2 hours. The bouncer, who was employed by a private security firm to work at Evolution Waikiki, was arrested that day for kidnapping. Other club employees told investigators that Carlos and the bouncer had an argument during the early morning hours. An altercation may have occurred outside the bar between 2 and 5 a.m. A witness stated that a man matching Carlos's description was knocked down on the street by unidentified individuals in that time frame. But authorities have not confirmed whether or not that man was indeed Carlos. So the bouncer claimed that he drove Carlos to Honolulu International Airport on the morning of July 4th. He said that Carlos planned to fly to Las Vegas, Nevada. Authorities did search flight manifests but could not find any indication that Carlos boarded a plane to the mainland to go to Las Vegas. So investigators don't know if Carlos used a false name when purchasing a ticket, and they've been unable to confirm that he even left Hawaii. So he either left under a false name or he didn't leave at all. Just my opinion, I don't think he left at all. He had not mentioned any possible travel plans to his loved ones at the time of his disappearance. So authorities discovered a stained piece of carpet in a dumpster near Evolution Waikiki, the club, shortly after Carlos vanished. Investigators conducted tests to determine if the stain was human blood or another substance, but the results were not publicly released. So it does not say they didn't get any results. They just have not been released publicly, which is interesting. A club employee stated that the carpet may have been stained from a water leak at the bar earlier in the week. It says that Evolution Waikiki had been cited for minor violations prior to Carlos's disappearance, mainly for noise complaints. But it's a club, so it's going to be noisy. No charges have been filed against anyone in connection with Carlos's case. He moved to Hawaii in December of 1999 from San Diego, California. He had previously worked for No Cover Magazine, which is apparently an online publication. And he and his girlfriend resided on the North Shore of Honolulu in 2000. So obviously, Carlos has never been seen or heard from again, and his disappearance remains unsolved. So yeah, so what would be the purpose if there wasn't something nefarious going on? This is just my opinion of this bouncer napping the girlfriend and holding her for 2 hours. I mean, the only thing, I'm just a little bit of speculation here, but maybe during that time that they were holding her for 2 hours, they might allegedly have been doing something with Carlos, getting rid of Carlos. Please let me know in chat or call me in if you're watching Replay Crew. What do you think about why they would have held Carlos's girlfriend for 2 hours and then let her go? Thankfully, they let her go. Just very, very strange things going on. Very strange. But if you have any information, once again, the Honolulu Police Department, 808-529-3115. All right. So no other information I could find, but that's a lot of information to digest and to think upon with that. All right. Let's see. I think we have. First, let me get to your comments again on this one. See what okay, there's where I was at. Oh, come on. Okay. Thank you very much. There is, if I can get to come up there, I'm assuming that's the link to your live stream. You're gonna have it. Are you gonna have it Thursday? Okay. Then I'll talk about having one Thursday. But if you're having one, or just let me know what time. Is it when you're going to be your late show or your ASS show? Because I don't want to interfere. I don't like to run over other people's live streams. Just let me know what time you're doing it. There's Dandy. Oh, jeez. Sorry. Dropping stuff. Hey, Dandy. Good to see you, lady. She says horrible nicknames. Just good to see you, sister. Hello. Oh, come here. Hello. Back to you. Welcome, Beasley. Good to see you. It's a new name for me anyway. I know I might have seen you in another chat, maybe Dave's chat, but welcome. Good to have you here. Yeah, so you're talking about the napping of the, Diana said, oh my God, how traumatizing. Yeah. Are you talking about the napping of the girlfriend? Yeah, the only reason I could think that the bouncer would do that is to get, once again, thank God they let her go and didn't hurt her. It's traumatizing, absolutely. The only reason I could think of was just, once again, just my opinion, just speculating, allegedly, that they just wanted her out of the way while they possibly did something with Carlos there, I don't know. Uh, we've had these last couple of cases have been crazy. Um, so Diana says, it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Says in Hawaii, the locals don't care for non-locals, white people. So I can see how he wouldn't let some locals in the club and bye-bye Carlos. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Okay, Diana says it is a streamathon fundraiser for Heather. Excellent. Excellent. Absolutely. Yeah, just let me know. Or have you got it scheduled? I'll look at your channel and see what it says. Says you can come join as the guest for a bit. We will have anyone come on that would like to. Absolutely. Um, is it early? So Dom says, are you going to be able to get up that early, Vampire? Oh, so Diana has some knowledge. Come here. There goes. Diana says, I lived in Honolulu and worked at a bar and had bad experiences. Oh my goodness. Bless your heart. You're more than welcome, Miss Heather. Okay. I'm caught up again. Let me see who we have next. Oh, okay. So this is, let me get his information. So that was Carlos. So this should be our last one. This should be Joshua. This is Joshua Scott Curry. Joshua has been missing since November 25th, 1994 from Mountain View, Hawaii. He's a white male. He was 20 years old at the time he went missing. He would be 51 years old as of 2025. At the time he went missing, he was 5'10" tall, 140 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He has a dragon tattoo on his upper right arm, and his left ear is pierced, and his nickname is Josh. No closing description. It says he was addicted to a substance at the time of his disappearance. He may also have been suffering from depression. So Josh, so this one has some things going on in it too. So Josh was last seen by his mother on November 25th, 1994, as she dropped him off at his apartment. Josh resided in Mountain View outside of Hilo on the Hawaiian island of Oahu at the time. He did not own a phone, so his mother gave him change to call her from a payphone the following day. He has never been seen or heard from again. So trigger warning. I know it's once again it's on the banner. Trigger warning. So Josh's former girlfriend, Sequoia Vargas, was SA'd and unalived in August of 1993. Her body was never found. So Josh saw her at a party the night before her life was taken. He told his mother that they had discussed a possible reconciliation. So he was scheduled to be a witness at Sequoia's homicide trial in 1994, but he mysteriously disappeared before testifying. So that could be he was just scared to testify and disappeared on his own, or somebody wanted to keep him from testifying. Just my opinion, just speculation once again. So Richard Damian Serrano was convicted in connection with Sequoia's death. He did receive a life sentence. Jason McCubbins and Matthew Gibbs, who participated in the homicide, they cooperated with authorities. They received lighter sentences. So apparently Josh's statements to investigators regarding Sequoia's case have remained sealed since his disappearance, and it isn't clear whether his disappearance is related to his testimony in that case. So in October of 1994, which is a month before he was last seen, Josh told his mother that he was addicted to a certain substance. He was also apparently depressed at the time, but it is unclear whether he chose to leave voluntarily. So his life had allegedly been threatened prior to his disappearance. And apparently 6 men did confess to his homicide in 1994, but they have never been charged. His mother believes that he was the victim of a homicide, but investigators are divided on the possible cause of his disappearance. And so his former roommate apparently, so Josh's former roommate apparently took his own life on a California highway shortly after Josh was last seen. It is not known if he knew any details about Josh's case. So Josh studied English in college. His favorite foods were spaghetti and burritos. He is good at cooking and electronics. He enjoys music. And he is described as a friendly, fun-loving person. His disappearance remains unsolved. His family believes that he was the victim of a homicide, but the police are just investigating his case as that of a missing person rather than investigating it as a homicide. So like I said, in my opinion, it could be two. I mean, either, well, I guess maybe three. I mean, the possibilities are endless, unfortunately, but either something happened with his addiction. He was supposed to testify in his girlfriend's homicide trial. He could have possibly been scared to and just disappeared on his own accord, or somebody did not want him to testify and something nefarious happened. It's just, but you have all these, then you have these 6 men. What did it say? 6 men. 6 men confessed to his homicide in 1994. They were never charged. And then his roommate took his own life. It just says shortly after Josh disappeared. It is not known if he knew any details about Josh's case. So just a whole lot of stuff going on, whole lot of stuff. But if you have any information, you can contact the Hawaii County Police Department at 808-961-2211. I believe that is the last one we had. Y'all doing a lot of talking about vampire. I love vampires. Let me say I'm interested in the vampire lore. Vampires and zombies. Go figure. Yeah, that's very. We've covered these last 3 cases. Lots of stuff going on in those cases, especially in that first one with Mr. Miskey. We're gonna have to look into Mr. Miskey. I know y'all talking about mini. Paula says never mess with a mini vampire. Oh goodness. Miss Doodle's going to grab her garlic. Oh goodness. Okay, I think that was the last one we had, guys. All right. Anything else? Does anybody know of any Amber alerts that are currently going on right now, or silver alerts? We covered some Friday night. I guess the Fisher siblings are still missing, as far as I know. Miss Jornell Brandon from here in Arkansas is still missing. Yeah, guys, please check out my playlist for my short missing videos. I have a playlist. I think I just called it missing. They're usually, anywhere from 5 to maybe 15 minutes long, depending on how much information I have. Please watch them, share them, like them, comment on them. That helps the algorithm. YouTube, pushes it out to more people. That's the whole goal of this channel, and what we all do here is to get this information out about, especially these missing persons, to as many people as possible. And I think I'm trying to think of the last video I uploaded. I can't even remember. It's been a couple of days ago. I try to upload at least 2 to 3 short videos a week. Try to do at least. We do the Missing Person Monday. Once again, for anybody new who may be here now or watching replay, Missing Person Monday live stream on Mondays. Usually every other Friday. We'll do a True Crime After Dark. Maybe once a month we'll do a fun, which we haven't done a fun live stream this month, have we? And it's the end of the month. Tomorrow's the 1st. Now, if we have night owls or vampire, y'all talking about vampires, this coming Friday is our family game night, but now we could do a late night Dave fun live stream starting maybe about 12 or 12:30 Central Time. Maybe earlier than that. It depends on what time we get tired playing games. So, and then Thursday, we may do one depending on when Miss Diana is going to have hers. I don't want to interfere with hers. But I'll get in touch with her or look at hers and see what time she has her scheduled. So I may do, since I can't do anything Friday night unless it's a late night fun live stream, may do a True Crime After Dark live stream Thursday night. Talk about some unsolved homicides. Let's see. Get caught up on y'all's comments before we get out of here. Thank you so much for everybody that's here. Thank you everybody that's watching on replay. Everybody in chat. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Your doll. Just thank you for all the hard work you do. Absolutely. Thank you for all the hard work you do, and everybody, the hard work that everybody does. And you don't have to, guys. All you have to do is share. Sharing, like videos, comment on videos, share flyer, missing persons flyers on whatever social media you're on. You're on YouTube, Facebook, the TikToks, the whatever, anywhere and everywhere you can. Paula wants to know, are you talking about this last case we were talking about? Yes, I would consider it suspicious, definitely. Yeah. Let's see. Let me see if I can go back without messing it up. On Josh's case, yeah, most definitely. Like I said, in my opinion, his disappearance either has something to do with his addiction. He could have left willingly because he was afraid to testify in his girlfriend's homicide case, or somebody didn't want him to testify in her case and something nefarious happened. But those are just my opinions. You're much welcome, Miss Heather. Thank you. Yes, definitely check out Miss Doodle and all the other good creators. Yep, Miss Heather says nice to see everyone always. Absolutely. We love you too, Miss Paula. Yes, definitely. I always forget. Thank you to the mods, everybody who has wrenches. Thank you so much for everything you do. Excellent. So Miss Diana says 6 p.m. Eastern time until we meet the goal. Excellent. Excellent. So if I do one, I usually schedule them later anyway, like 8:30, 9 o'clock Eastern. But I'll play it by ear. I'll let you guys know. And I will definitely tune in if I can at when you start at some point. I'll get there. Yes, please do check out our Arctic Fox. Absolutely. Yep. Dom says, everybody have a great night. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, now you're talking my language. Heather says she's got to watch The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead and all the spinoffs. I'm still I'm getting caught up right now on the Daryl Dixon one. I think I'm on the second season, The Book of Carol. I've been watching that. Yes, check out Miss Paula, most definitely. Thank you once again, Miss Barb. Good night, everyone. See you all Thursday. Stay safe. Absolutely. Oh. Sorry, my screen keeps. Yes, definitely check out Miss. Come up. There it is. Check out Miss PJ. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Farr. All the way from Australia. Back to you, love and light. Yes, Miss Barbara says, I get to come up. Thank you, mods, for your good work. No drama. Absolutely. This is, yes, always a drama-free channel. Thank you, Miss Nicole. Says good night, everyone. Thank you for being here, Miss Nicole. Thank you, Heather says, God bless all your hearts. Absolutely. I just don't want to miss anybody. All right, I think I'm caught up. So, in the spirit of, since we're talking about some heavy stuff tonight, excuse me, if I can find it, I will leave you, got to find them, leave you with some Sartiger and, hold on, I got to find them. With some Sartiger and Little Biscuit. Everybody have a good week. Stay cool. I know it's hot out there. Stay safe. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Just always be aware of your surroundings. Take care of each other. Be kind to each other. We are all we have. And hopefully, don't forget Miss Diana's live stream Thursday. I'll let you know about my live stream Thursday, what we're going to do with that. So until then, everybody be safe. And I love you guys, and I will see you later.